Hey, 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 how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah. So today I'm doing this live stream whilst walking through the park. My children and husband are here, and I thought I'd come out and go for a walk, feel the air against my face, basically, and do something and do my live stream whilst here, do the Church of RNK. This is the Church of RNK. I'm Rosemary, Nonny Night. I might actually lean against a tree whilst doing this. Where can you guys see me better? Or else I might run out of breath whilst doing this, basically. Anywho's, triggers. Let's talk about triggers a little bit. I got triggered today, truth be told. I got triggered. Someone said something which may even not have meant anything about me. But I took it to mean something about me. I suddenly realized that inside of my heart, there was just this sudden pain, this feeling that this person was talking about me or this person was saying something horrible. And I took it to mean that this person was speaking about me. Okay, does that ever happen to you? Now, the thing about this is, I am mostly quite, what's the word? I'm quite aware. So I realized in that moment, as I started to get more and more agitated and a little bit irritated and thinking, should I send a message to this person to find out how are they talking about me? Say hello. This is the Church of RNK, and I'm Rosemary Nonny Night, and yeah, I'm bearing my soul to you. So at least let me put a name to who I'm bearing my soul to. Yeah. But anyway, I found myself very triggered inside of me. This feeling of, this feeling of, just hurt. So because I'm an aware person, I realized that it was more than just what this person had actually said. There was something inside of me that was being triggered. A feeling that I wasn't worthy enough. A feeling there was a hole in my heart somewhere that needed healing, okay? And I suppose that's why I'm bringing it up for you guys right now. Sometimes you think that what is happening to you or the way you're feeling right now is legitimate. I recognized fairly immediately that what I was feeling wasn't really legitimate. I didn't actually know for a fact that this person was speaking about me. I was making an assumption based on the hurt that needed to be dredged up. Now, this is the thing. God, the universe, your higher power, whatever, brings these things up for you so that you can make a conscious decision to heal. If you are getting triggered, like I was just then, by something someone has said, recognize it is not the person's fault. It's not your fault either. It is just a sign to you that there is something inside of your heart that needs to be healed. There's something that needs to be closed over because something has just pricked off the raw spot. The raw spot has been, because it's like you have a scab that hasn't completely healed somewhere in your heart somewhere, okay? And there's a raw bit, which somebody said something and it kind of scratched off the surface. Or there are people that in your life that they say certain words to you and it just irritates the heck out of you. You don't even know completely why. You just feel irritated. You just feel like, oh my gosh, why is this person saying this? Or why do I feel this way? And you don't always know how to handle it. Okay? Now, this is the thing. As a spirit-driven, purpose-driven, entrepreneurial leader, these are signs that we need to pay attention to. There is no, let me just pretend it didn't exist. Let me just pretend it's not happening. We cannot do that if we are intending, ooh, the tree got my hair. If we are intending to actually change lives, if we're intending to impact people with the call on our life, if we're intending to put our products, our services, and all of that stuff out there, guess what? We are leaders, and leaders gotta heal. Leaders have to be sorted, okay? There is no, let me pretend everything is fine and perfect when everything isn't. Lots of people do that and just kind of go through life kind of numb, because that's the only way to pretend, is to just kind of numb yourself to the fact that you're in pain. The pain is, if anything, the universe, God, higher power is trying to bring your pain up so that you can get it sorted, okay? So it is, instead of looking to see who triggers you and potentially blaming them for whatever they said or what they did, recognize that if you were completely whole, nothing anybody said to you or about you would actually impact you in any way. You would not let it. It would not even, it's like somebody calling you, it's like someone telling me I'm white. Well, obviously I'm not white. So it's not an insult, basically. So can you see, when somebody might say something about you or to you, if you know completely inside of you that it's not the truth, it doesn't even touch you at all. However, when there is an open wound, when there is a scab already present, which has nothing to do with the person who is saying whatever it is that is offending you, when there is something there, then suddenly somebody could say something that to them could be completely meaningless. And to you, it could be like, oh my gosh, you have just said the worst possible thing to me ever. Honey, that's because you need to sort that stuff out. Basically, it is not their fault. It's not your fault. You just have an open part in your heart. And you know what? The other thing about it is that for me, when I was kind of going through this process, being aware of the fact that it's not actually what this person said that is affecting me. It's something about what I feel that is affecting me. And what came out of that was like, there is something inside of me that feels in some way rejected, not necessarily by this person, but there's a wound of rejection inside of me. Now, the thing about that is if I do not deal with that, if I do not look at it honestly, then it starts to impact on my business, because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, a client or a potential client might say something and suddenly I'm triggered, I'm feeling rejected, I don't want to follow up with them, I don't want to do anything like that because, oh my gosh, they may hate me or something. And so these little open holes inside of your heart, if they do not get dealt with, suddenly become a bigger issue than what they were in the original. Well, they were probably something from your childhood, or something from something that somebody did to you at some point, or, well, it's usually a perception of what somebody did to you that you've taken on as a child, and you're still holding on to that perception. And so, yes, somebody says something, does something that seems similar, it takes off the scab, you suddenly realize that you're not whole. Except most people don't realize that. What they realize is they feel something and they get angry, start shouting at everybody instead of dealing with the pain. And if you don't deal with the pain, like I'm trying to say here, and you are trying to live a purpose-driven life where you actually impact people for good, if you don't deal with the pain, you will not be able to live to the fullness of your potential. There's a reason that the universe, God, higher power is bringing it to my attention, to your attention. It's so that you can do something about it. It isn't just so that you feel hurt. It isn't just so that you feel wounded. It is so that you're aware that somewhere inside of you, there is a hole. And you need to look at that, decide how you're going to feel about this, rather than just kind of leaving it to control you subconsciously. That's usually what happens, okay? Because if you're not aware, the thing you're not aware of is controlling you and you don't know. So there you are trying to get into the marketplace, trying to put your stuff out there. You're saying you're shy, but actually you're not really shy. You're just worried that the same event that happened when you were 3 years old is going to happen again now that you're 45, basically. And it's like you're still reacting like a 3-year-old, even though you are now 45. Because there's some cycles that keep showing up in your life over and over and over again. But because you haven't taken the time to actually sort them out, they keep coming back and you keep reacting to them the same way as you did when they happened first. Okay? So you're still reacting like a child, but you don't see that because for the most part, most of your reactions are exactly the same as everybody else's reaction around you. Because most people are not dealing with this stuff. And so they get to live a smaller life, a non-free life, non-free. This is not freedom, is it? If you're still reacting to a wound from when you were 4 years old, you're not free, are you? Basically, it is time to deal with that stuff, isn't it? Especially if you consider yourself to be a leader in any way. And I know for some of y'all, you think, oh, I don't consider myself to be a leader, that means I can be fine. No. If you want to live a free life where you get to, work when you want to work, with people you want to work with, making as much money as you want to make, etc., then guess what? You got to heal. You got to get this stuff sorted out because it will impact on whether you allow yourself to make money, whether you allow yourself to do what needs to be done to deal with people, to make the money that you want to make, because whatever you talk about to create wealth, you got to serve some people. To serve some people, you got to like some people. And if you don't like people because of what they did to you when you were 3 years old, you is in trouble. Basically, can you see my logic? We as human beings, sometimes it's not always straightforward. We're not always straightforward people, are we? There's always some kind of, it may look like one thing, but actually it's something else causing it. So it's like somebody triggered me today, but the actual reason I'm triggered came from when I was maybe 5. And so if you don't take the time to really understand yourself, be self-aware, see what is triggering you, decide how you are going to choose to react to it rather than just allowing your emotions to take you on some kind of weird and wonderful journey. This is a bench. Is it clean enough for me to put my butt on? I think I will sit here for a little bit. I think, yeah, should be fine. Is it, so, okay, first and foremost, be aware of what is happening. Number 2 is choose how you decide that you're going to react to it. Do not allow your emotions to take over. Okay, you have to, and this is why you have to, there has to be, if you're not someone that meditates or has a quiet time or something like that, you need to take it up, because most people's reaction is instantaneous. There is no gap between, oh, I feel this and this is now what I'm going to do as a result. No, there is, I feel this and I react immediately, and it's usually a bad reaction. But then they never think to question it. And yes, we have to question it. We are leaders. We are purpose-driven people. We have to question this stuff. Where is our emotion taking us? Is it a place that we want to go? Or is it that we're just allowing something that happened to us ages and ages ago still control things, when really that is not what is happening right now? It's so hard at times to be clear about what is actually happening under the surface, especially if you're not used to paying attention to the triggers that show up in your life. So today, choose to be whole. Choose to look at the holes that seem to turn up in your heart at times. And when I say look at the holes in your heart, really what I'm saying is look at where you get angry, look at where you suddenly get resentful or irritated with someone. And instead of looking at the person right in front of you who is annoying you, ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Because if I was very logical about this, what this person just said could mean any number of different things. But I have chosen to take it to mean this thing that hurts me. Why have I chosen that particular course? I know that's very long, and in the heat of the moment, it's difficult to actually really go through that process, but that's why you want to practice. It's like when I'm working with clients, sometimes they come to me and say, oh, my partner did this and that and the other happened and this and that. And because I'm not in the heat of the moment, I can say, okay, now let's look at this. Let's look at this, because I can see that it's triggered you in some way. Let's look at this. Tell me what actually happened here, what happened there, what were you feeling in this moment? Where did that actually come from? Is it really what this person said? Because to me, that could mean this other thing over here. Did you consider that? And usually they haven't considered a different way of looking at it, because you kind of get trapped in a rut. This is the way you always react to things. And that's the thing, you get trapped in a rut. And so there you are, trying to be a history maker, trying to change things, but you're in a rut. Who is checking out your ruts with you? Huh? So yeah, anyway, speaking to clients, this is what happens. So we go through it, we look at it with whatever, and I'm not emotional about it. So I can help them see a different way of looking at it. That's the same thing I had to do with myself this morning as well. I get my journal out. I see that I'm feeling triggered by this statement that this person made. It is obviously not this person, because they may not even have been talking about me. So what is triggering me, and how do I choose now to handle it? And so in that moment, I decided I was going to choose to believe something different. And I kept writing out the different belief that I was going to choose, and saying it out loud to myself. No, it doesn't have to mean that, Rosemary. This is what it could mean. And this is what I choose to believe it means. Something more empowering, because we get to choose to empower ourselves rather than choose to feel bad. You know what? Even if the person was speaking to me or about me or any of that stuff, how does it help me to dwell on it? Really, it doesn't. So I choose to think the best of them. I choose to think it's fine. I choose to empower myself. Why? Because I am the one, I am the only thing that I can change here. Same goes with you. Whatever is happening to you, it doesn't help. Even if they did say whatever they said, even if they, like I say this to my children as well, even if they did want to hurt you, how does it help you to dwell on that? Yes, of course, you want to make sure if it's something physical, you get yourself out of harm's way for sure. But in the grand scheme of things, in terms of what is going on in your own head, how does it help you to actually think the negative? It doesn't. So therefore, choose the more empowering explanation. And you get to choose that. You get to design how you feel even. Because your feelings are coming from your, is it emotions and emotions, thoughts, one or the other, somehow. Basically, your thoughts ultimately are at the very heart of it. Because something you're thinking is causing you to feel a certain way. So go back to the root. What am I thinking right here? And yeah, sometimes you'll even have to go deeper than that. And I have to do that with clients at times as well, where we have to go deeper than just, we're going to choose a different belief immediately. No, sometimes it has to be, okay, but where did that originally come from? Because it keeps coming back in your life and we want it to be gone for good. So in which case, then we have to go even deeper to figure out where did it start. And it's quite surprising what you come up with when you actually take the time to pay attention to what is happening inside of you. People get scared of doing this deep work because, yeah, well, there's the feeling that, oh my gosh, I might go so deep that I won't be able to come back out again. You have to believe in your strength. You have to believe that you have incredible power and ability and strength inside of you to be able to look at what is holding you back, to see it for what it is, and to disarm it because you've seen it now. What hurts you at 3 years old will not hurt you at 45. Okay? Okay? You are more than capable of handling whatever now. You may not have been then, but now you don't want to keep still reacting the same childish way, right? We're meant to live bigger lives. We cannot keep reacting like children. So sometimes it's time to look back, see what started this. Okay, I choose to release it. I choose to be free of this. I choose to see where spirit was in the middle of all of this, because every single thing that has happened in my life happened for a reason. There is nothing wasted. And there is nothing wasted, guys. Nothing wasted in your life. So you can be thankful for every situation, even if you can't be thankful in the moment. I get that, okay? But you can be thankful once you've got past it. Honey, it has made you the strong person you are today. Remember that. So, what is triggering you? Maybe time to do the work. And on that note, I'm going to invite you to join me for History Makers. If you know that this kind of stuff could be the very kind of stuff that is holding you back from doing what you need to do to grow the business, the life that you desire with everything inside of you. Okay? You're fed up of reacting to things, or maybe you don't even realize you're reacting to things. All you know is that you're working very hard and you're not getting anywhere. You've kind of hit a ceiling, like I did in my business when originally ages ago now. I hit a ceiling and I couldn't figure out how to get past it. And then I did some of this deep internal work with a coach. Next thing I know, within 3 months of that time, my business was flourishing. I doubled it, and I looked back and realized everything started to change as I worked with this person through some of my internal craziness. Because you don't even realize just how much impact your emotional state is having on the behaviors you're putting out there in the world. The reactions you're having to prospects. All of that stuff is controlled by how you feel in that moment. And if you were feeling triggered by something someone said, and then you started reacting as a 3-year-old rather than as a 45-year-old or 35-year-old or whatever it is that your age is right now, honey, that will put people off and you won't even know it. And you hear people saying, oh, it's always this always happens to me. There are people that are, and it's like, honey, you are the common factor here. You are the common factor here, and you have to take responsibility for the fact that when all these things happen, you are somehow always in the middle. There may be different people, different faces, all, and still somehow the same situation seems to recreate itself in your life. Who is the common factor? You are. So what are you doing that is attracting this kind of behavior towards you? And how isn't it time that you sorted it out so you can be free and move forward? So yes, honeys, you need an objective eye. Sometimes it's not that you're not strong. You are very strong. You have come through a heck of a lot of stuff. I know that. However, you are right in the middle of your life, and sometimes you don't even realize that you're reacting the same way as you did when you were 5. And it takes a completely unemotional viewpoint to point out to you that, hey, do you see what you are doing here? Can you see how it could potentially be holding back your business? So yes, you are working very, very, very hard, but if you thought a bit differently, you might be taking a different action, which will give you a different result. But you can't see it until someone points it out to you. And even if your partner tried to point it out to you, you'd want to beat them up. So you need an objective coach, okay? I can be that coach for you. We can work together in the History Maker private mentoring program, and I will help you be free of this stuff that keeps recycling in your life. Some of the stuff you don't even see, because yeah, we'll start by talking about business. We'll start by putting plans in place to get you doing the business and all of that stuff. Some of the stuff you'll already be doing, some of the stuff you already know to do, some of the stuff you won't know to do, because yeah, I've been exposed to a heck of a lot of stuff. So I know a lot of stuff in terms of building business. Okay, I help clients with a lot of business stuff, but this is the key that I see with all my clients, all of them, is that when it comes down to it, sometimes it's not the knowledge of the tips or the tricks or the strategies. They know. I can explain it to them, I can tell them what to do, but then when it comes down to it, somehow they end up doing something different, and then I'm paying attention. What is causing you to do that in that particular way? Then we look at that. Sometimes people, when we start working together, they're a bit reluctant to do that deeper inner work, but it's necessary. If you are serious about moving your life forward, there's a limit to what you can do with the old behaviors and the old thinking. When you're ready to really step things up, you'll know that you need support. Okay? So, I invite you to send me through a message to the page. Send a message to the page, basically. It's Rosemary Nonny Night if you happen to be listening to this on some other place. It's Rosemary Nonny Night on Facebook. Send me through a message, and I'll send you out all the details of the program, the History Maker program, and then we can have a quick chat to see if it's a fit that we work together. It is a high-end program, okay? So it's not necessarily for every single person on the planet. It's definitely not if you are in any way, this is it. When I started working with a coach, a high-end coach, I was struggling financially, but I had a different mindset, okay? I'd already done the whole bankruptcy thing. There was a part of me that thought, you know what? I'd done it for the purposes of who knows what. I couldn't even see anything to show for it. But now this time I was going to go into debt because I knew that I was investing in myself. Now, I had a very different mindset from a lot of people. If that is you, then fine. I'm not going to tell you to get in debt or not get in debt or any of that kind of stuff. But I am saying to you here, if you are desperate and all of that kind of stuff, maybe this is not for you. But if you know it's for you, then we can figure something out. But you have to know it's for you. Okay? Okay. Send me through a message. I'll send you out all the details. We'll have a quick chat. Please don't waste my time. I won't waste yours either. I'll tell you if I feel it's a fit, and we'll go from there, yeah? Okay. What is triggering you? Did I just trigger you by talking about money? It is time to fight for and to deliberately design the life you're born to live, because you absolutely want to. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you in this wonderful quiet park. I wish it was a bit warmer and life would be even more perfect. But because you want to, go prosper, okay? And send me through that message if you know you are a history maker and you're ready to take it to the next level. Until the next time, much love. Bye.